everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have an absolutely gorgeous day here in Oregon. Not very common to have warm sunny days at this time of year, but I will take it and take advantage of the weather to do a little work on the truck. Today we're not going to be doing anything too crazy, just kind of a little bit of maintenance and upkeep on the truck. To start with, I'm going to install the switch for my fog lights that I put in a few videos back. I didn't mount the switch finally, or in a final location to start with. One, because I didn't have a drill big enough to drill a hole for the switch to mount to, and two, I didn't quite know where I wanted to put it yet. But I got the drill bit, and I think I know where I want it. So we're going to be doing that. And then the other things is I have the window on my passenger side of the truck is pretty slow. It's been slow since I got it. I think the motor's going bad on it, but I'm going to start with trying to lube up all the pivot points on the window arms itself to see if that'll loosen it up. I figure I might as well start with the cheaper solution before buying a whole new motor for it. I think that's probably what it's going to need, but it doesn't hurt to try a cheap solution first. Along with that, I'll probably try lubing up the hatch on my hood. It just doesn't release the hood all the way when you go to pull the lever. So hopefully I can lube that up and it'll fix that. Like I said, not a crazy video, but it's regular upkeep on a truck that most people don't show. But it's the little things when you're owning it. It's the little things that make a big difference in the life of a truck. So I figure I'd take you guys along and we'll see what we can get done today. Alright, so here we are on the truck. As of right now, I have the switch for the fog lights just kind of sticking through the dash here. A little bit of a shadow there, but it's just sticking out from under the column. And I just put it there temporarily to find a good spot for it. One thing I found is that switch is incredibly bright. It's just blinding when you're driving at night. So I ended up getting some other switches that hopefully should be a lot dimmer. As far as mounting locations go, I thought about putting it down in this area right here, but I didn't really like that idea because that is it's not really permanent, but it's a more permanent part of the dash that I don't want to have to deal with replacing if I don't like the location of the switch. And so then I thought about putting it down on the panel, the removable panel down here, but I didn't like how low it was. It just wasn't convenient to reach all the way down there and grab. And so I think what I'm going to end up do is putting them here. It's hard to see there. Putting them there on that panel and just drilling holes. And I think down the road I'm probably going to be adding some other accessories on switches. So I think I'm going to put it here up in the corner, and then I can add different switches along the way as I get different accessories. So removing this panel is pretty easy. You got to pop your radio out, which isn't too hard. If you have aftermarket or factory, it's not too hard. And then you have to, as you're removing it, there's plugs on the back side of your headlight switch. With some headlight switches you can pop out the front, some you have to get into from behind. This one is from behind, but you pop it out and remove that side panel, and then it's basically just clips holding in the dash, and you can pop that whole front panel off. I'll give you a little bit of an update or after I get that panel mostly off, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, I got the dash popped loose. It helps if you tilt the steering wheel down a little bit. It just gives you room to pull the dash forward. And now the plugs that I was talking about for the headlight switch are right in there. You can't see it very well, but they're right in there. And you just got a couple clips you got to pop off so you can pull it out. It doesn't give you a ton of room, but you can get it with a screwdriver just to push the little tabs down, and then the dash is pretty much free to go. got the dash out. Now the last little bit is these plugs right here for your cigarette lighter and the airbag control unit. Just two little plugs you can pop out there. And then what mine doesn't have, which yours might, is actually where I'm mounting the switches, is that little plate is normally where you have your four-wheel drive selector if you have automatic locking hubs. I do not. I don't have a four-wheel drive or switch on the fly four-wheel drive, and so I don't have a switch there. But if you did, there would be another plug there, which you can see right there. I have the plug for it. Bad light, but plug's right there. You'll just have to unplug that one as well. Overall, pretty simple. It took me about 10 minutes with the filming time to pull this apart. Alright, got the hole drilled, wires run through. As you can see, we're plugged in. Test out the switch, and it is working. You guys won't be able to see it up there, but oh, maybe you can a little bit. Yep, lights are good. I think the placement's good, so we'll tuck that switch away and button up the dash. Alright, well, we got it all buttoned up. Everything's nice and tight again. Switch is in and tight, and it works great. I really was going for that low profile look, make it nice and clean and easy to use, but makes it doesn't just stick out in your face and look like it's obviously aftermarket. So I think it accomplished that. Now we'll move on to the next project. Alright, so next project is the window. I'll give you guys a little demonstration of what I'm talking about. Going up, it's not too bad, a little shaky, and then on the way down, goes good, and then it just slows down like crazy. I'm pretty sure that it's the motor, but we'll try lubing it up and see if that helps out. Worst comes to worst, I buy a motor like I thought I had to. Alright, time to open up the door. So here we are looking at the door. Really easy to take off the panel. Pop off the little light lens down there. And there's a 7mm bolt there. You can pop off the control panel. There's a 7mm bolt there. And you just got to pop that off to get it out of the way, which is just that panel. So I'll sit you up and let you guys watch. So here we go, got the door panel off. Pretty simple. Working under speakers, just those 4 probably 5mm bolts there. Take them out, and then you can pop off the little panel down here. You can see the inside of your door, all the wiring for the amp research steps. That's what that little trigger wire is tied into. But for today's purposes, we are going to, I think, lube up that joint, lube up a joint there, see if that helps. I don't know if it will, but it's worth a shot. Not much for you guys to really see here, so I'm just going to lube it up, button it back up, and give it a try. Let you guys see that. Alright, well, I have good news and I got bad news for you guys. Bad news is, it did not help lubing up the tracks at all. As you can see, it goes, and then almost just completely dies. So, good news, you guys are going to get to learn, along with me, how to replace a window track motor for one of these Super Duties. Not the job I really wanted to do, but it'll be nice to have that window working reliably, because right now I am nervous every single time I roll it down that I'm not going to be able to get it back up. So I guess that is what it is for today. I'm going to button this back up. We're going to lube up the hinge on the hood and call it a day. Alright guys, so I was buttoning up the door and I decided, what the heck, why not just try to spray some lubes up in the tracks and see if it just has too much friction in there. So I gave it a shot and it worked perfectly. So fortunately for you guys, I'm not going to be doing a video on how to replace the window regulator or window motor. Sorry, but not a job I really wanted to do. So I'm glad that this worked. I'm not going to hear the end of this because my uncle told me to just try this and he thinks it'd work. I told him no, I'm pretty sure it's the motor. What do you know? Well, I'm glad that that was the case. We're gonna spray some lube up on the latch up there real quick and call it a night. Alright, so I'm running out of light here, but just gonna spray some lube on that latch. Hopefully that allows the hood to actually pop up when I release the hood. It's not a big deal, it still works. More of just an annoyance, might as well fix it if I can. So I'll spray it up and test it out. Alright guys, well I know this wasn't the most exciting video, but maintenance is maintenance. Figured I'd take you guys along. A lot of people try to show all the big fun stuff of owning a truck, and I want to give you guys a real picture of it. Usually is a lot of little things to keep it looking nice and operating well. If you're still here in the video, thanks for sticking around. It really helps the channel when it sees when YouTube sees that people are actually watching the full videos. It really helps YouTube to share it. So if you're interested in anything I did, or if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because we got a lot of stuff coming for this truck. Well, I'm going to call it a night for now. You guys have a good one, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, and I'll catch you on the next video. Sweet.